All right, welcome into another TDSP presented by Breck Brew. Make sure you're stocked up on Breck Brew for this weekend. Nuggets playoffs tipping off, Avs playoffs tipping off, or facing off, or
there you go.
However you would say
puck
dropping the puck in Winnipeg. You can check out the Breck Brew beer locator online at their website. Just type in your zip code, shows you where to get Breck Brew. Today, joining me, I got my guy Spence and Mitch to talk about the Lakers.
Bang, 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 bang. Tag team over here. This is great. Events team in the house.
Events team in the house. It's funny because when you say Spence and Mitch, like that's my brother's name, so that's like that's just the Spence and Mitch. That's what I've heard.
You've
my
been
whole
hearing
life.
that your whole life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now you have to hear it at work too. You
Yeah,
can't
I
get
know.
away.
I'm like, I can't fucking get away from any Mitchells ever. It's a disaster.
Oh man. So we got the Lakers in round one. We hate the Lakers, but first,
It's true.
did you guys want the Lakers again? Like the Nuggets had a bunch of different teams they could have played in the first round. They could have played the Pelicans, and the last couple days of the regular season, we didn't really know who the plan was going to be exactly. I'll start with you, Spence. Did you want the Lakers again?
I wanted them again, but not round one. I'm not worried about this series. I just don't know how to describe the feeling of. I feel like I don't think it's going to go the wrong way. I think it's Nuggets in 4, Nuggets in 5, but the amount of anger I'm going to have during every single game about when the free throw disparity is 23-7 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
I just know that that's going to piss me off. But I'm not like scared of the Lakers. The Pelicans to me were I guess maybe we've played better against them this year, but they seemed like a bad matchup for the Nuggets.
the
when they're
regular
fully
season
healthy.
games were close.
Yeah, and I'm not scared of any of these teams, especially in round one. But yeah, I think might as well just get it over with quick. Bar and Nuggets Nation is going to be popping just because it's like it was insane for Lakers Nuggets Western Conference Finals, but that was a whole different scenario. Making their first finals, winning their first finals. Now we just like start the playoffs off. It's like, oh, we don't have a snooze fest against Minnesota. It's like Lakers big time. Bright lights, here we go.
That's kind of where I was at because I went to game one of the playoffs last year, and then I'm doing all the bar watch parties and hanging and selling merch, and it was just, obviously it wasn't empty. The bar's not empty anytime for a Nuggets game, but it wasn't, Western Conference Finals packed to the brim, get there 4 hours early, busy, right? This makes round one important. It makes round one intense. It makes round one feel like it matters more when you're rooting for such a juggernaut like the Nuggets. Even if it's a sweep, it's a big deal because it's all the studio shows are going to be talking about. It's going to be all the talk on Twitter. It's going and it's like it makes round one feel bigger than it is, even though I think they're going to sleepwalk through it.
I know. That's the biggest thing for me. It makes this series feel like the Western Conference Finals again. Like I always tell people, the first round, it's not that much different than the regular season. It's elevated for sure.
Right.
It's more. There's a bigger feel to it, but it's not that much bigger than like a big regular season game. That's when you're playing an opponent like the Timberwolves. But with the Lakers, it's gonna feel like a way bigger series than it is. It's gonna feel like a Western Conference Finals. The Western Conference Finals last year, that felt bigger than the finals to me.
100%, because it's that monkey off the back that we just, Nug life is so real for all of us that have lived it, and you thought, all right, we finally got to Western Conference Finals, and now we have to play. Like they had to slay the giant, and now looking back on it, I would have had it no other way.
Absolutely.
And then this year, it's just going to be all right. Well, we'll just start. It could almost be like a reverse of last year. It could go Lakers, Suns, T-Wolves versus, which is actually not possible because they're facing off. But it could go Lakers,
Suns,
or T-Wolves, and then go to probably maybe Clippers, maybe,
or Mavs,
OKC.
or Thunder.
But yeah, it's a lot of hype right out of the gate, which I'm hyped for.
Our guy Jared has it right in the chat. Like, I feel bad for the second round opponent, whether it's Wolves or Suns.
Dude, that's a great
They're getting
point.
a locked in Nuggets because Jamal's not going to fuck around with the Lakers. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to be yamming. He's going to be locked in. We're getting Murray flurries. There's no ramping up. They're going to be locked in, dialed in, ready to go for the throat. And sorry, Suns, sorry, Wolves, whoever it is, you're toast, because the Lakers are going to make them lock in more than the Pelicans would have.
Dude, they would. I actually wonder how locked in they would be against the Pelicans.
Not very. I mean, they'd win.
Right. They'd win in probably like 4 or 5 games because I just don't think the Pelicans are like a legit playoff team. But
there'd be a moment in game 1 where you'd be like, is this team serious?
Yeah.
We'd be like, is this really what they're going to
probably
do?
snap back into regular season mode at times. You know, there just wouldn't be that intensity. But I agree. Maybe it is a good thing because they are going to be locked in. And like, that's the sense around the team right now. Like, Michael Malone is just throwing little jabs at the Lakers every chance he gets.
I love that. I love that he's leaning into it because now that we've beat them, won a finals, we're the current reigning champions. I feel like just we're up on that pedestal. Just stay there and act like you're there. Act like you've been there before.
He's mentioned that they've beaten the Lakers 8 straight times every day this week.
He's mentioned that they beat him 8 straight times. 8 straight times. I love that.
I don't think I was going to ask you guys, who do you hate the most? What part of the Lakers do you hate the most? Do you hate their fans the most, or is it the players? Is it the attention?
You know, the players, honestly, they're like, I like LeBron. Like, I really do. It sucks that he's wearing a Lakers jersey, you know. I mean, it's the fan base, right? Like, everyone's like, it was close. You know, like, it was close. Like, we got your number this year. We added Spencer Dinwiddie and Gabe Vincent, who Jamal torched in the playoffs or in the finals last year. But, like, it wasn't close. LeBron had to fake retire to, like, cover the stench of such a beatdown that, like, that's how bad it was. He literally fake retired to take the spotlight off of how bad it was.
Yeah.
And the fans are just still like, nah, Spencer Dinwiddie's here, dude. We're locking it down. It's like, get out of here. You guys you don't get it. You don't get it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any like players that are supremely hateable, you know.
Anthony Davis is, and I'm a Kentucky guy.
Yeah,
and he's
I was
hateable.
going to say, remember, there was a time probably 4 or 5 years ago where it was like, would you rather have Nikola Jokic or Anthony Davis? And now that's a comical question. Even you take the injury part out of it, and Nikola Jokic is still the far better player. But I think the most hateable part for me is not necessarily the fans, because if I was a true fan of the Lakers and I had all these championships, like let's kind of like a Broncos fan right now.
Sure,
like we suck, but I'm like 3 Super Bowl, you know, like I'll still pull that out. But I think the thing that bothers me is the people that are like, oh, I root for the Lakers, the Yankees, the Cowboys. Like, unless you're from California or you grew up and your parents were Lakers fans, if you just were like, oh, I'm just randomly going to be a Lakers fan, those are the people that piss me off in any sport. But the Lakers fans, part of that, are the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Terrible. It's terrible.
I think I hate the attention they get. That's my biggest thing.
And those two kind of go hand in hand, right? Like, it's a numbers thing. That's why the Lakers are the talk. That's why SportsCenter said the Nuggets make their first final, but that might be the subplot. Remember, they said that on SportsCenter.
Yeah.
Because the numbers are Lakers, and it's because they just are all over the place. The fans refuse to shut up about them.
That's another gem, though, about playing them in the first round. All the attention's on the Lakers, but they have to play us, so everybody's going to watch the game and watch them play the Nuggets, and they're going to be like, wow, this team's still really good, and now we have to talk about them, and it's not going to be and they get the primetime games. It's like if it was Nuggets Pelicans, they may be playing at midnight Eastern on Friday night.
NBA TV, maybe.
Yeah, on NBA TV, exactly.
Yeah, the NBA TV series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What series is that, by the way?
I think there's a couple
It's Cavs Magic is definitely
Cavs
NBA
Magic
TV
games.
for sure.
I think there might be a Thunder Pelicans game on there too. NBA TV. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no bigger insult in the playoffs than getting assigned to NBA or NBA TV. Yeah, but like if think about this. Think about if the Nuggets and Lakers jerseys were reversed and the Nuggets were the team that had just won a championship and were the 2 seed. If that was like, if they had Lakers on their jerseys and then the Lakers were the Nuggets, nobody would be picking that 7 seed to do anything in this round.
1,000,000%.
And that is like my biggest thing, man. It's like, just talk about the game like it actually is, not like they're the Lakers.
Yeah,
like, that's the most frustrating thing.
It's like framed backwards of, can the Nuggets stop the Lakers? It's like, no. Can the Lakers even remotely compete with the Nuggets?
Can they win one game so they don't go 2.5 calendar years without a win?
Yeah. I've been thinking about what my pick's going to be for this series, and I just really want to pick a sweep because
It would be so dope, dude. I would lose my mind.
I think the Nuggets are a little worse offensively this season without Bruce Brown, but I think the Lakers are worse defensively. I think it's pretty much the same type of matchup as it was last year. You can talk about like LeBron and Anthony Davis. They're fresher. This is earlier in the playoffs, and yeah, I think there's a little bit to that, but then again, LeBron had 30 points in the first half of Game 4. Like, he looked pretty good to me. If the Nuggets play to their standards in the playoffs, it should be a sweep. That'd be my reasoning, at least. That'd be my reasoning.
Yeah. If
Real quick, if LeBron and AD are fresher, doesn't that mean Jamal and Jokic are too?
Yeah, it does. It totally does. But like, the older players probably need that a little more. It probably matters to them a little more.
Yeah, I think just judging by if the Nuggets can win this series with 60% of their capability, 60 to 70, and 100 sweeps it, obviously, but it's truly a good thing for them to be so force themselves to be so locked in so early. I think
That's great.
I think it's gonna show everyone there, like, if anyone's out there picking, OKC's a great team. I'm not gonna they're the number 1 seed in the West for a reason.
Yeah,
but
good team.
They're that Nuggets team of 2 years ago where they're like, okay, you're kind of a year away. You get to compete in the playoffs. You had a great regular season. The Pelicans or whoever wins, I guess, the play-in game tonight, I don't think they're gonna have a shot at beating the Oklahoma City Thunder. But like, if it was Lakers Thunder, I would probably pick the Lakers just because we see it year in and year out. Teams are 1 or 2 years away. The Nuggets are no longer that team. They're the team that is the favorite and the pick.
Yeah.
I actually have a parallel for the Nuggets. Are you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
They're the 2018 KD Warriors. They finished 2 seed, played the Spurs in the first round, still won the title. Right. Still had an early first round series that was like, like, we got to lock this in.
Right.
7 seed Spurs, right? Who weren't the Spurs, just like the Lakers aren't the Lakers like they used to be.
Yeah.
But they're still LeBron, right? Like, there's still the pieces there that make it interesting, and they're going to roll through the playoffs and win another title.
Yeah. Another thing about this matchup is the Nuggets probably know the Lakers better than the Lakers know themselves.
Yes.
They played them in the playoffs. Pretty much the same team the Lakers are running back. Yeah. Dinwiddie, Vincent.
Gabe
Those guys
Vincent.
are playing like
That's the
10 minutes
funniest.
a night max. The Nuggets can go back to a very similar game plan to what happened in the playoffs. They played them 4 times this season. I think, like, from a comfortability standpoint, the Nuggets might be more comfortable playing the Lakers than playing the Pelicans or another team. Like, they just know how that game's going to go, I feel like.
Yeah, I think Nikola Jokic knows other teams better than they know themselves in most every single matchup, especially when, the low-key awesome part about just playoffs in general is you go through a regular season, you have your random, one-off bad nights or back-to-backs. There's no back-to-backs in the playoffs, and you are locked in on one team for a week or 2 weeks, depending upon how long the series takes. And I think it benefits everybody because you get more film, you're working on the same stuff, but I think that benefits Nikola Jokic more than any player in the entire NBA.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Let me hit a break real quick. More Lakers talk on the other side. Check out Bet365. They don't do ordinary. Bet365 believes every sport should be epic. Right now, new customers can choose between 2 offers when they open an account at Bet365. Use the code DNVR365 to sign up. Deposit $10. Choose between their bet and get offer or their first bet safety net offer. Place a bet up to $1,000. If your qualifying bet loses, you get a matched refund in bonus bets. Bet365, it's what we used to bet here at DNVR. Must be 21 plus and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Have you guys bet on this series yet?
I haven't, but I like the one that just popped up in the comments there.
What is it?
Exact series outcome: Nugs, 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 Lakers, Nugs.
4-1.
8, well, in that order.
Yeah.
Where Lakers only win game 4 plus 850. That's kind of tasty.
So that'd be like the Minnesota series.
I like that. I think it's going to be, if I had to bet that specific bet, it would be Nugs, Nugs, Lakers, Nugs, Nugs.
Sure.
Like, I think game 3 is going to be the toughest one for the Nuggets in terms of they're going to pull out all the stops in LA, try to somewhat save this season, save the series, and get that one. It won't. It's so funny because being a Nuggets fan before they won a title is so different than being one after. My personal fan confidence level is different. Like, they lose a game and I'm like, all right, cool. They're coming back 5 times as harder next year.
The Nuggets are 7-point favorites in game 1. And LeBron and the Lakers, a lot of times what they do, this didn't happen last year, of course, because the Nuggets swept them. But a lot of times what LeBron tries to do is just get the split on the road. And they'll even like totally just mail in one game. Like game 1 or game 2, they'll just be okay with losing. They'll just go hard for the win in one of them and kind of conserve their energy that way. I'd take the Nuggets -7 in game 1.
Ooh.
I think they'll come out and blitz them. And then game 2 will be a little closer, I think.
I like that. Man, they have so many options to bet on. I love this.
Also, check out Breckenridge Brewery, the official craft beer DNVR. We got it at the bar here. Check out their Breck Brew beer locator as well. If you need Breck Brew for this weekend, Breck Brew. We're also having our DNVR Broncos draft party there next week. Ryan,
That's right.
Todd
Mitch
Davis
will be in the house.
That's right. I'm hosting.
Mitch.
Yep.
That's gonna be fun.
Not the show, the party.
Yeah. No, I can't.
I will not be hosting any NFL.
I can't wait for that. That's going to be fun. All the guys down there at the Breck Brew Farmhouse. Check that out. If you're looking for somewhere to watch the draft, you can meet the guys. They'll be doing a live show the whole time as well, so it should be a lot of fun. Are you guys worried about the officiating at all in this series?
Not any more than I would be.
Is that partly because we've been through it before?
Yeah. I mean, they've won 9 straight, right?
8 straight, I think.
8 straight, right? Oh, but that's over 2 years. Okay. Well, it's 3 this year, 4, and then the last game of that season, right? Regular season.
It's a sweep, and then wasn't it 4 times this year? Or was it
played.
just
I think
3?
they only played 3 games this year. Either way, we've seen it enough, right?
Yeah.
They had the free throw advantage in all of those. They had the referee advantage in all of those. But the Nuggets are just more efficient. It doesn't really matter to me, right? Like,
Yeah, the only part, the officiating worries me in general. Where it worries me the most is we know, I mean, playoff Jokic is a literally different human than normal Jokic, but I think he gets a little frustrated with it, and that's what I don't want to seep into the series because, like I said, I don't have any doubt that the Nuggets win this series, whether it's 4 or 6 or fucking God, not 7, hopefully, but
Something would have to go so wrong for it to go 7.
Right,
Like
and I
Jamal
think
Murray would have to get hurt, knock on wood, foul trouble like crazy, something like that.
Yeah, and I think that's what could cost them a game or make the games closer than they should be, which will then make the series feel closer than it should be. Is if not the the refereeing is what it is in the NBA. Refs are in every sport are hated, but I think as long as they can keep their focus and not allow that to seep into their mind of like, well, we're playing 5 on 8. They just play your basketball. You know how this is going to go. They feel like they know how this is going to go. I just don't want Jokic to lose his head or Murray or, we saw the AG LeBron kind of fight last year. That was awesome. I feel like AG gives 0 fucks.
Dude, AG's been stepping to people lately.
He's the guy to do it.
The Wemby thing.
oh, I love it.
Then last game of the season, wasn't there something against the Grizzlies too?
I mean, look, he's not afraid to mix it up. The thing to me is like last year, AD, who like is the one that could potentially like make Jokic work a lot, right? And draw contact and draw fouls and maybe draw some BS offensive fouls on Jokic or something like that. He didn't even last 1 game guarding him. They put Rui on him, right? So if you're putting Rui on him or Vando or Jackson Hayes or I don't know who else they have to throw out there in that rotation. That's probably it.
That's about it.
Jokic doesn't even see them. That's Jokic food. Like, who cares? Like, I'm not worried about the refs if you're going to put people that Jokic doesn't even think about. They're just annoying to him. They're like flies or something. Like he's just going to do his thing, be efficient and win. Now, if you're actually going to make him work with AD, then you start kind of thinking some problems. But even then, I don't think he would make him work because it's Jokic.
That's like the thing I'm looking forward to the most. First quarter, game 1, does Anthony Davis start the game guarding Jokic? Because it's going to be so soft if he doesn't.
Does he do him and Rui both start on that team?
Yeah.
Okay.
Their new starting lineup, which has played really well, is D'Lo, Austin Reeves, Rui, Anthony Davis, LeBron. So it's a bigger starting lineup.
Yeah, and D'Lo, I mean, we're talking about a play-in game here where the train tracks came off, and luckily Zion got hurt, or else they're probably playing tonight. The Lakers are.
Yes.
But D'Lo is a guy that, like I said, well, I'm not worried, but D'Lo's a guy that's like, all right,
he's been good lately.
He can be really good, and he worries me a bit from the standpoint of like, if Jamal, but I also love it in the fact that Jamal sees him going off, and then Jamal's like, all right, it's time to hit every mid-range fadeaway jumper I shoot for the next 24 minutes.
Don't you want him to kind of get going early, D'Lo?
No.
Because the less time the ball is in the hands of LeBron or Anthony Davis, the better.
You don't, though, because D'Lo is their X factor. If D'Lo plays well, I think they're going to stay in games. If he doesn't, I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with the Nuggets.
But to me, I don't want LeBron just matchup hunting because that's how he killed. That's how he made his way to the finals 8 straight times.
Yeah, but I think he might get tired doing that. He might get tired.
But I want D'Lo thinking it's D'Lo time.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's obviously not D'Lo time ever. Right? Like, so
the thing with D'Lo is last year, Bruce Brown like trash talked about the series.
From the jump.
That felt so personal. Called him out in the media, was talking shit to him on the court from the start of game 1. I actually think that rattled D'Lo. Some players don't get rattled by that stuff. He does, but they don't have a Bruce Brown.
No, but I'm looking. That's one of the things that I'm looking forward to. It's like a new level, a new challenge for this team. I can't wait to see. I mean, Christian Brown played a ton of minutes for a rookie in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
But that's your new guy where he's been unlocked offensively lately too. But defensively, when I love watching the Nuggets second unit on the defensive end of the court because Christian Brown and Peyton Watson are just their matchup nightmares defensively. Like Peyton Watson is going to take this as personally as Peyton Watson can against LeBron James, but the kid grew up watching LeBron James, and now he's going to be guarding him in a playoff series because
he also grew up a Lakers fan.
They're going to try to get the best way to try to attack the Nuggets is that 2 to 5 minute stretch in the beginning of the second quarter when Jokic is on the bench.
When Jokic is off the court,
and if Peyton Watson steps up, then it's going to be Peyton Watson and Christian Brown on LeBron and D'Lo. Shutdown time.
I saw someone further up the chat bring up the Gabe. He likes Gabe Vincent on Jamal Murray. Mm-hmm. Jamal Murray in last year's finals, where Gabe Vincent was starting for the Heat and guarding him most of the time.
Yeah.
21 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds on really efficient, on insanely efficient shooting. So if that's what you like, I like it too.
Jamal Murray doesn't.
I actually love it. Gabe Vincent doesn't even make him blink.
You got to be taller to stop Jamal Murray. You got to be like 6'6", 6'7" with long arms and strong too,
and good at defense. That's the thing with Spencer Dinwiddie is like profile wise, you like him as a matchup.
Spencer Dinwiddie's never been
but
a
he
good defender.
Stinks at defense, right? Like he is tall and long, but
Gabe Vincent can be pesky. He can. Something I don't get why more coaches don't do this. Just like pressure the other point guard full court with one of your bench guys. Like this is one of those things about the NBA. Like why don't you just do that more? But I could totally see them throwing Gabe Vincent out there to like pressure Jamal Murray full court, tire him out, which can work. But I think Jamal Murray obviously handles that matchup pretty easily in the grand scheme of things.
Well, and that specific example right there. It works, I would say works on 99% of point guards. Jamal Murray's the one guy where I'd rather have them be physical with him and try to piss him off because then when he gets mad, it's like if you're the Lakers, you almost want to be as low key as you possibly can against the Nuggets in order to have your best shot. Like the bigger you act like you are against the Denver Nuggets and Jamal Murray specifically, the bigger he gets.
Yeah.
Dude, Gabe Vincent is the most like Lakers exceptionalism dumb take in the world. Gabe Vincent, like who? What has he ever done?
Mitch, they've rotated through the whole cast of characters this year. If you remember, it was Christian Wood at the beginning of the season.
Oh my god! I hope we see Christian
I
Wood
think
minutes.
he's out for the year.
Oh,
I think
he's hurt.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Jokic would have just put up 12 straight on him, and
Then it was,
bench forever.
at the buyout market, Spencer Dinwiddie,
right?
who is barely
like,
in the rotation now.
Sure. I mean, that's a good buyout. That's as good of a buyout as you can find, I guess. But again, that's Jamal Food.
Yeah, I mean, he's just not that good anymore. And then now it's Gabe Vincent.
It's so funny. People really think it's going to do anything. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Stop talking yourself into it. Embrace reality.
Who else do we think are the X factors for the Nuggets? Like, who needs to have who are the role players for you, Spence? Needs to have a really good series.
Well, I think going just on the starting lineup, it's Michael Porter Jr. If he is the final infinity stone, I feel like, for the Nuggets playing well, because their starting five. If you could make a perfect starting five of realistic players that can all be put on the court together, the Nuggets have done the best job of that. And MPJ, if he's hitting threes and spacing the floor along with the two-man game, along with Gordon in the dunker spot and KCP in the other corner, we're an unstoppable offense. Going a little deeper, though, I would say Reggie Jackson, because the Nuggets can't afford to be ahead like 31-24 end of quarter one, and then all of a sudden Jokic comes in too early because Malone sees enough and is like, oh god, 3 minutes in, the Lakers are up 3 or 4, 10-0
Right.
run. So Reggie Jackson just being solid, he doesn't have to be great, being solid and not taking too many shots that he shouldn't be taking, or just making shots, one of the two. I think Reggie Jackson's a huge key for the Denver Nuggets, and just steadying, because he can be good offensively. He can be better than average offensively, and with Peyton Watson, Christian Brown playing those backup minutes, there's not a lot of offense on the floor with that overall second unit, unless you stagger Michael, unless you stagger AG. But even AG is a guy that is a semi-dependent player. He's not a get-your-own-shot. So Reggie Jackson either getting his own shot or getting to the rim is a huge key in the series for me.
I would not play Reggie Jackson any minutes without Nikola Jokic. I would
Yes.
make sure he is on the floor with Jokic for all his minutes.
Like maybe the 5 to 6 minute mark in the first quarter till the end of the first quarter, and then Jamal starts the second quarter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the extent I'd play Reggie Jackson. Because I think you do need him, because you just need somebody to bring the ball up the floor when Jamal's not out there. Like, you just need a point guard. That's taxing. You can't just have Jokic or Aaron Gordon bring the ball up the floor every play, because guys will pressure him. Like, that will mess up the Nuggets offense. But I would not play him without Jokic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Michael Porter. Did you guys see the news today?
What's the news?
His brother got sentenced to 6 years in jail.
Oh, the non-Jonte brother.
Yes, the other brother.
Nante. That's tough. Real tough.
I mean, like, first of all, I always give Mike so much credit for coming back from these back surgeries. And it's like, that stuff ends people's careers. One back surgery ends people's careers. I give him so much credit for the rehab and stuff, but I also give him credit for keeping a level head through all this shit, because it's crazy. And I mean, you've got to wonder if it's going to affect him in the playoffs. You've just got to.
What he's got going on physically, between what's happened with his brothers the last 2 weeks, goes so much less deep than what's going on with him mentally, and how much more mentally he has to be locked in to just try to play basketball.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. And MPJ's caught a lot of heat for whatever reason. He's been because he's maybe supposed to be the next Kevin Durant, and he's on a team that he's the third offensive option, but the guy has been nothing but impressive. Was nothing but impressive all last year in the playoffs. He rebounds the ball. He's got length. He's got everything you want in a three. And now he's got to deal with all this shit off the court. But
Yeah.
hopefully he went to Cancun or Mexico for a couple days.
Man, like, I said something to this effect on Twitter the other day, and it's like, have some empathy. there was a local reporter who I won't name now who quote tweeted it and was like, "Oh, boo-hoo for the millionaire athlete." I'm like, that's a person. That's a guy whose brothers, 2 of them, just like threw their life away. And you have to sit there and you're like,
simultaneously.
you can't feel any empathy for Michael Porter Jr., who has to like now lock in. He already is up against it with his health, with his contract, with, people have all sorts of jokes about him, right? Like,
Yeah.
I feel for the guy. I really do. And obviously, look, it's a tragedy. There's a GoFundMe. I can even retweet it. Someone tagged me in it for the victim of the car crash. And like, there's 2 worlds where you can say, yeah, like I feel terrible for them, but you can also feel empathy for an athlete who has to go through that. Because that's tough. That's just being a person. Like if your 2 siblings just like ruined their lives, you would like, that sucks. That's really shitty.
No, for sure, for sure. It absolutely is. I mean, he's been in pretty good spirits at practice these last couple of days, so I'm just thinking about it. I wouldn't be surprised if it affected him a little bit. It's just kind of life. So it's definitely something to think about. Let's hit a quick break. We'll give some final thoughts on the other side. Guys, it's a great time to become a DNVR diehard. You can sign up at thednvr.com. $7 a month. You get a free t-shirt when you sign up. We've had a lot of great merch drops recently. I'm actually looking right now at another design Eric's drawn up. Check this out.
Nothing makes me more giddy than our company Slack seeing
Oh man,
seeing
Eric's
the stuff before it goes out and just wanting to.
He's cooking. This one will probably be out in the next couple weeks. But you get a free t-shirt or hat at sign up. You also get, access to the paywall content on the site. You get discounts on events. We got a golf tournament coming up, right?
Yes, we do. It's already sold out, actually. But
okay, next one.
We have 2 more, June and August. So
yeah, thednvr.com. It's $7 a month. So many great perks to being a member. You get a discount at the bar too. So many perks. Also, make sure to check out Illegal Pete's. This episode brought to you by Illegal Pete's. And they got a location in Wheat Ridge, Colorado now. If you're out in Wheat Ridge, just opened up. You got a friend in the burrito business out there in Gold's Marketplace.
It's a great spot.
Corner of 26th and Kipling. Yeah, great spot.
I was at the soft open.
Nice.
The patio looks over. I don't know what park that is, but it's right there on Kipling and 26th.
I'm glad you asked.
Like
Crown Hill Park.
Yeah, Crown Hill. Great views, great patio. You get your Pete's Margs with a view.
Yeah.
And you don't have to drive all the way into Denver if you're on the west side like me in Golden.
You don't have to go down 6th Avenue.
Yeah, it's great.
The worst street in Denver, the worst highway in Denver.
The voice of God chimes in with some local traffic hate.
I got a running red light ticket on 6th Avenue, like in the mail.
6th
Really?
and Santa Fe or Calumet right there?
No, it's 6th and Broadway.
Oh, yeah, that one's bad too.
Yeah. That intersection is a mess.
If it's even
That's
close
got to
to
be
yellow,
the busiest intersection like in Denver, possibly.
you can. It's only on the left, like the walk countdown, because
Yeah.
there isn't one on the right because there's Spear and Broadway,
it's
so there's
a
no
mess.
crosswalk. So you have to keep an eye on the countdown on the left, or else you're
Oh yeah,
screwed.
I hammered the gas, and then 2 weeks later, fucking in the mail. Here, is this you? And it's my face, just sunglasses on, rolling. Damn.
Dude, where I live in the tech center, every light has a freaking camera. Everyone.
Oh yeah, you have to be careful.
Everyone.
I've started to now just like I'd rather just slam on my brakes half the time.
I know. It's rough. Check
Flip off the camera while you're doing it.
check out Illegal Pete's, your spot for burritos, buddies, and beer. All right, back here on TDSP. Game 1, Nuggets-Lakers is Saturday. I mean, what else are you guys thinking about heading into this series? What's on your mind?
Unfortunately, game 1, I'm only gonna be able to watch the first hour.
Why is
Because
that?
I'll be out at DSGP for Rapids Dallas tomorrow night.
How are the Rapids doing?
Oh, dog, they are locked in.
Yeah.
3 points out of first. Quarter of the way through the season. It's more than anyone would have given them even a month ago.
Wow.
They're playing well. They're fun to watch. And they got an easy game this weekend. So, but not, yeah, you're right. Thank you, my Rapids partner in crime over there, Yaya, for knocking on wood. No. Yeah, hey, look, I'm happy so far. No, but Lakers-wise, or Nuggets-Lakers-wise, I mean, I think we really did hit it because, like, MPJ is, like, to me, if he's efficient, we're winning. If he's rebounding, we're winning. But Christian Brown, who was so hot down the stretch, had some great games. That sequence.
Don't start talking too much about Christian Brown. Harrison might have to leave.
Well, what was that? They had that sequence. I can't remember what game it was now. Was it the Spurs game where it was like he had an alley-oop and then a huge lefty dunk on Wemby, right? And then Watson had a huge dunk.
Yeah, it was the Timberwolves game.
Or it was the Wolves game. It was on Rudy. That's what it was.
Yeah, the right to left switch.
Yes.
Yeah. Then he had another one.
Yeah, if the law firm of Brown and Swatson are locked in, it's over.
Yeah, I have zero concerns about any starters. I mean, other than the MPJ dynamic,
Right.
the mental side, like that could be a thing, but I don't have any concerns about how any Nuggets starters will play. They're all going to play well. Like, I just have confidence in that. It's just about, can Christian Brown play 25 minutes in the playoffs? I don't know. I actually don't know, because last year against the Lakers, he didn't play as much as you think. He didn't play in game 4. He played like 3 minutes in game 3. His playing time dwindled. Obviously, he's a better player now than he was then, but I think it's a question. Like, can he play 25 minutes?
Do you think we see who is the ninth guy that ends up playing minutes other than obviously the starting 5, Brown, Watson, and Jackson? Is it Justin Holiday's kind of impressed me a little bit.
I love Holiday.
So I think it's Justin Holiday.
And
I
they just
do.
go Gordon at the 5.
Yeah, I mean, they'll be going Gordon at the 5 regardless. Like, that's a good lineup. It was a great lineup in the playoffs, and when they got into it in the regular season, they just cooked with Gordon at the 5, so they will do that. I think it's Holiday if they have to go to a 9th guy.
Yeah, Christian only averaged 13 minutes a game last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, he was the 8th man.
Yeah. Man, I hope Holiday plays. He has the weirdest shot we've had on the team since Marcus
Weird.
Camby,
I was
maybe?
just gonna say Marcus
His
Camby.
shot form is so weird.
Really? I haven't really noticed that. It's not weird.
It's weird.
It's wet from the corners though.
I mean,
He is
look,
so
it-
wet from the corner.
It's weird in the best way because it works, right? It's not, it's a weird, he does something weird with his arm. I don't know. It's weird, but I
I
love
don't know.
it.
It
And I
goes
hope he
in.
nails it.
He's the little shooting punch that you can add off the bench for sure.
If we see Zeke, we're in trouble.
I was just
You,
gonna say
you won't. Don't worry. You won't.
no Zeke. No, that's where I was going next. Do we
Maybe
see
we
him at all?
see Gillespie. God,
do you
dude.
know what?
He can't play in the
He
playoffs,
also
right?
Oh,
gave
he's not.
Harrison a migraine just mentioning Zeke.
Do you know
So,
what?
I mean, it's bad.
I saw Zeke's car in the parking lot the other day.
Yes, I saw a picture of it.
How'd you see a picture
It's so,
of it?
RG showed me a picture.
Do you want to know what the license plate says?
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Yes, I do.
Do you want to guess?
Does it just say Zeke?
no.
No.
It's so
Says
bad.
Freak 22.
Come on.
Freak 22.
I love that. Oh,
Freak
that's so
22.
good.
It's like he's got
bad.
this massive black I don't even know what it is. It's like it kind of reminds me of a FJ Cruiser.
Yeah. It looks
But
like
it's,
an armored
it's
up
totally not.
apocalypse truck.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's
like an
insane.
FJ Cruiser crossed with a Hummer.
Right. Yeah. With like Batmobile vibes.
Freak 22.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's amazing.
Huge super chat from Amit. It feels like 2023 all over again, but the tears will be much sweeter. You guys are great. Nuggets and 4. MV3 Luca. SGA.
I think it's
M-Flop,
MV3.
Giannis, all free throw merchants. Oh, MV3 and then Luca.
Yeah.
SGA. All those guys are free throw merchants. Absolutely agree. Have you guys seen the straw or the counter for MVP votes?
What?
Like,
Yeah.
Jokic is up
oh,
like
yeah.
17 first place votes.
To 3 non-Jokic first
The
place votes.
first, did you know? There's something funny about the first one that came out. We won't necessarily talk about it, but there was 2 votes for SGA, which fair, but there was directly correlated to the voters.
I mean, we could say who it was. It was Stephen A. It was Perk. It was Chris Mannix
Chris Broussard.
and Chris Broussard. It was like everyone you expect.
Yeah.
It was Chris Mannix who said there's nothing interesting about the Nuggets.
Mannix.
You know what's interesting? 3-time MVPs, bitch.
Oh God, yeah. It's so. Who do you think? Let's say the Nuggets make the finals, or
Yeah.
just give me both of you guys. Give me your picks out of the Eastern Conference.
I mean, the Celtics.
I want to say that, but they feel like
Bro,
the choke job.
The
to me.
East is so bad.
They feel like
That's the thing is like Giannis is like really hurt, right? So not even that they would have won, but now they definitely won't.
The East is so bad.
Like, can the Knicks just throw some crazy haymakers?
I don't think the Knicks make it out of
Josh
round
Hart
one.
plays like 48 minutes for 6 straight games.
It's the
Like,
Magic. The Magic are making it all the way.
whoa!
Harrison deserves a trip to Florida during the
That's right.
finals.
I'm
Actually, I
not.
love that.
I won't be traveling. It's Brendan traveling this year.
Wow,
Yeah.
what a
Put it in-
vibe
put it in
shift.
Cleveland then.
Send him to Cleveland.
I mean, it's the Celtics, right? And that's inevitable. And what we saw in those last 2 games. Can I just get this point really? I know we're up against it, but I saw
We're not.
something
You
in
can
it.
keep
Okay,
going.
cool. And it's like that game 1 last year against the Lakers, right? Where it was like they started with AD, they kept trying with AD, wasn't working, and they're like, I guess we'll throw Rui on him, right? And so when you played the Celtics in Boston this year, it was Porzingis, Horford, wasn't working. Let's try Drew Holiday, and like that's what Jokic does, and that's why I'm not worried. Is like. You game plan. You think you have it right, and then it's wrong, and you're like, "Oh shit, let's try our point guard on Jokic. We'll see how that
Right.
goes," and it doesn't work.
Right.
So like, I don't care what Joe Mazzulla draws up with his great team. That's like an all-time regular season team, but it doesn't matter because Jokic will solve it instantly.
Right. So you think the 76ers are going to beat the Knicks?
I actually like this. Maybe I just think the Celtics are such a choke job. I actually have the Bucks coming out of the East.
With no Giannis,
Dude, Dame Lillard is still Dame Lillard.
That's fair.
Like, and I just don't trust the Celtics. Let me put it that way. Until and that's how I
don't
felt about
either.
the Nuggets until
I don't
last
trust
year.
the Celtics either. It's just the East is there's nobody, man.
it would be pretty embarrassing if they. I mean, people are getting fired and traded.
I would honestly not be surprised if the Celtics lost like 1 game before the finals.
Ooh, and then
1
they
or
lose
2
4.
games. Yeah, and then I think I would pick them to lose the Nuggets, but it'd be so stunning to me if the Celtics did not make it out of the East. Like that would be shocking, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Celtics, yeah, they're gonna have the Bulls in round 1 potentially.
Potentially.
Bulls or
Bulls or Heat.
when Jimmy Butler's out,
And
so
the
maybe
Heat
it's
looked
Bulls.
like crap. They look so bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
to be fair, the
And Jimmy
Sixers
Butler's
needed
out, yeah.
Nick Batum going God mode to even stay in the game.
Yep.
We got a super chat.
LaDre Grant, proud of MPJ staying focused the past year despite all the challenges he had to go through, only missed 1 game. Totally, man. I mean, it's honestly been one of the coolest storylines this season. Michael Porter's health
and the game he
and
missed.
how focused he's been.
Hilarious reason,
Right.
Like
Katie Wingy comes out with a story that he missed it because he had the wrong shoes.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Why would he not?
it's crazy. Yeah, that's
So I think part of it is like he needs a specific shoe to play in because of the brace he wears with his
Oh,
foot.
okay. All right. Fair.
yeah. It's not like I thought the same thing right off the hop. I was like,
That
dude,
makes sense.
you don't
yeah.
have a couple of pairs of shoes in your bag
the
or
drop
something.
foot
But
brace.
And I
it's-
think
Yeah.
he needs like a shoe that's not gonna like give out, so it's got to be like brand new. I think.
Can't that Zion, the Paul Georges.
Right. So I'll give him a pass on that.
Man, that's
Which-
crazy.
What is your guys' dream matchup? Not what you think. What do you actually want in the
Knicks.
final?
Knicks. I want Jokic at Madison Square Garden in the finals, just going crazy.
I want the Celtics.
I think Celtics is the best for.
Yeah.
I
Then
had
if you want the Sixers, I want the Sixers. I want it to go head to head.
They're not good enough to get there.
I
I'm
know,
not
but
even.
that's-
It's not even a thought.
I
It's a
feel
dream.
you. I feel you. Yeah, I do. I just like that would be so stressful.
yeah.
They're not good enough to get there. I'm sorry. You featured Tobias Harris too much to even make me think you have a chance.
I don't think they're good enough. either.
Campaign is involved. You're not doing it. That's not it, dog.
Yeah,
that
I
is
think-
not it.
I think Nuggets Celtics is what I expected last year.
Well, Nuggets Celtics
Right.
is like it increases like the weight of the trophy, right? Like if you take down the Celtics, that's like a 50-pound Larry O. Whereas you take down the Knicks or the Magic or someone that upsets along the way, that's like a 25-pound trophy.
Right.
The
There's
Heat.
still people that talk about last year of like, oh, they
Right.
beat the Heat and
Right.
the Heat steamrolled
Sure.
through the East.
Yeah,
Jimmy Butler
they
is
beat
a top
the
5
Celtics
player.
and the number 1 seed.
Yeah, I do want to see Nuggets Celtics. That's what I wanted last year. Hopefully we get it this year.
What are the odds that if the Sixers do make it to the finals, Joel Embiid is actually healthy?
Do you think
Those
They
he
teams-
would
won't though.
just?
They won't.
Do you think
No,
he'd
but,
take
like,
off
again,
games 1 and 2?
he doesn't play a game in Denver.
Just go all in for
they don't
the
have home
games.
court though, right?
No.
He'd have to play at least one game in
He'd
Denver.
have to play game 7 here if it went that far.
Oh, I want it so bad.
Or game 5.
That would be great.
They're not good enough. I can't take
Final
them
super
seriously.
chat
bro.
from Michael Plant. Michael Plant, what up?
Michael Platt.
I think he just gave us $2 and we appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. I think that's all the time we got, though. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Throw us a quick like. Mitch, Spence, thanks for hanging out with me today on this Friday. Game 1's tomorrow. Can't wait. Are you going?
I'm not actually. I'm
Okay.
going to game 2.
Right on.
Game 1, just watching at the bar and
Hell
take it
yeah.
all in from the best place to watch it other than Ball Arena.
It's going to be great.
Big facts.
Talk to you guys next week.
We all silly like the mayor.